Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English Learning Podcast. My name is Zane, and I am very happy that you are here with us today. Thank you for spending your time listening to our conversation.
Hello, everyone. I am Sarah, and I am excited to be here with you. Whether you're listening at home, on the bus, while walking, or during your break, we hope you have a wonderful time learning English with us.
Today, we are talking about a topic that is very useful in everyday English. It is something people ask all the time. The topic is talking about your weekend in English.
That is right. When you meet a friend on Monday, one of the first questions is often, "How was your weekend?" If you know how to answer that question naturally, you can have many friendly conversations in English.
We are going to share our own weekend stories, explain useful vocabulary, and teach simple grammar during our conversation. Everything will be easy to understand.
So make yourself comfortable, relax, and enjoy learning English with us.
Sarah, how are you today?
I am doing very well, thank you, Zane. I had a peaceful weekend, so I feel happy and relaxed. How about you?
I am feeling great too. My weekend was not very exciting, but it was exactly what I needed. Sometimes a quiet weekend is better than a busy one.
I agree. Many people think a good weekend must include traveling or big adventures, but I think simple moments can be just as special.
That is true. Even drinking coffee in the morning, reading a book, or talking with family can make a weekend memorable.
I like that idea. Sometimes happiness comes from small things that we usually forget to notice.
So, Sarah, what was the first thing you did on Saturday morning?
I woke up at about 8 o'clock. I did not set an alarm because I wanted to sleep naturally. When I opened my eyes, the room was quiet and the sunlight was coming through the window. It was a beautiful way to start the day.
That sounds wonderful. I woke up a little later than you. I stayed in bed for a few extra minutes because it felt nice to relax without thinking about work.
I think many people do that on weekends. It feels different when you know you don't have to hurry.
Exactly. During the week, I usually wake up quickly and start getting ready. On the weekend, I can enjoy a slow morning.
After I got out of bed, I opened my window. The weather was cool and I could hear birds singing. It made me smile before I even had breakfast.
I love mornings like that. They make the whole day feel positive.
Yes, they really do. Then I went to the kitchen and made a simple breakfast. I cooked 2 eggs, toasted some bread, and made a cup of tea.
That sounds delicious. I made toast with butter and drink a cup of coffee. Coffee is always part of my weekend morning.
I knew you were going to say coffee.
You know me well.
Yes, I do. Every time we talk about mornings, coffee becomes part of the conversation.
That is because I really enjoy it. I like sitting quietly with a warm cup of coffee while looking outside the window.
That sounds relaxing. I think everyone should have a few peaceful moments before starting the day.
After breakfast, I decided to clean my apartment. It was not very messy, but I wanted everything to look fresh and organized.
Did you enjoy cleaning?
To be honest, not at the beginning, but after everything was clean, I felt proud of myself.
I know exactly what you mean. Cleaning is not always fun, but the result feels wonderful.
Yes, a clean room helps me think more clearly.
I feel the same way. I also cleaned my kitchen and watered my plants. I have several small plants in my apartment, and I enjoy taking care of them.
I have always wanted to keep plants, but I worry that I might forget to water them.
It is easier than you think. After a few weeks, it becomes part of your routine.
Maybe I should try.
I think you should. Plants make a room feel alive.
After I finished cleaning, I called my parents. We talked for almost 40 minutes. They wanted to know how I was doing, and I asked them about their week.
That was nice. I think family conversations are very important, especially when everyone is busy during the week.
I agree. My mother also asked me if I was eating healthy food.
Mothers always ask that question.
Yes, they do.
My mother asks me the same thing almost every weekend.
It is their way of showing love.
Exactly. Even simple questions can show that someone cares about you.
After the phone call, I decided to make lunch. I cooked rice, grilled chicken, and vegetables. It was simple, but it tasted very good.
That sounds like a healthy meal. I made pasta with tomato sauce and a fresh salad. Cooking at home is something I really enjoy on weekends because I have more time.
During the week, I often cook quickly because I am busy. On weekends, I can enjoy the whole process.
Me too. I like trying new recipes when I have enough time.
Did your recipe turn out well?
Yes, it did. I was actually surprised because it was my first time making that dish.
That must have felt great.
It did. Sometimes trying something new gives you more confidence.
I completely agree. After lunch, I felt very relaxed, so I decided to go for a walk in the park near my apartment. The weather was warm, but there was a cool breeze, and many people were outside enjoying their weekend. I always feel better after spending some time outdoors.
That sounds lovely. I also enjoy walking in the park. It is a simple activity, but it helps me clear my mind. Did you see many people there?
Yes, I did. Some families were having picnics, children were playing games, and a few people were riding bicycles. There were also people sitting on benches reading books or talking with friends.
I like watching people enjoy their day. It reminds me that everyone has a different way of spending the weekend.
Some people enjoy quiet weekends, while others like busy weekends full of activities. There is no right or wrong way to spend your free time.
My Saturday afternoon was a little different. After lunch, I visited my older sister. She lives about 20 minutes away, so it was an easy trip.
That sounds nice. Do you visit her often?
Yes, I try to visit her at least once a month. We are very close, and we always have something to talk about.
What did you do together?
We made coffee, sat in her living room, and talked for a long time. We talked about work, family, movies, and even our childhood memories. Time passed very quickly.
Those conversations are special. Sometimes talking with someone you love is the best part of the weekend.
I feel the same way. We laughed a lot because we remembered some funny things we did when we were children.
Childhood stories are always interesting. Every family has funny memories.
That's true. My sister reminded me of the time when I tried to bake a cake by myself. I forgot to add sugar, and everyone tried to eat it without laughing.
That must have been a very interesting cake.
It looked beautiful, but it tasted terrible.
Well, at least you learned something from that experience.
Yes, I learned to read the recipe carefully.
That is a useful lesson.
What happened after your walk in the park?
I stopped at a small coffee shop and ordered an iced coffee. I found a seat near the window and spent about 30 minutes watching people walk by.
I like doing that too. It is peaceful, and sometimes it gives you time to think.
Yes, I thought about my goals for the next week. I didn't make a long list. I just wanted to stay healthy, work hard, and spend more time reading.
Those are good goals. Sometimes simple goals are easier to achieve.
I think so too.
Later that evening, my sister and I cooked dinner together. We made vegetable soup and baked chicken. Cooking together was more fun than cooking alone.
I agree. Cooking becomes a social activity when you do it with someone else.
Exactly. We talked while cutting vegetables, setting the table, and washing the dishes afterward.
That sounds like a wonderful evening.
It really was. After dinner, we watched a light comedy movie. We laughed so much that I almost cried.
Good comedies can make a long day even better.
My evening was much quieter. I stayed at home, made a cup of tea, and continued reading the book I started a few weeks ago.
Were you close to finishing it?
Yes, I only had a few chapters left, so I decided to finish it before going to bed.
Were you close to finishing it?
Yes, I only had a few chapters left, so I decided to finish it before going to bed.
Did you enjoy the ending?
I did. It was surprising, but it was also satisfying. When I closed the book, I felt happy that I had taken the time to read it slowly instead of rushing.
I think that's a good habit. Reading slowly helps you enjoy the story more.
I agree. Sometimes we rush through everything in life, even things that are supposed to help us relax.
That's a very good point.
On Sunday morning, I woke up feeling refreshed. I made another cup of coffee and decided to write in my journal for a while.
Oh, you keep a journal?
Yes, I don't write every day, but I enjoy writing about my thoughts, my plans, and the things that made me happy.
I think that's a wonderful habit. It helps you remember special moments, even the small ones. When I read old journal pages, I remember things I had completely forgotten.
Sunday morning is also my favorite time to relax. I usually play soft music while I clean the house a little and prepare for the new week.
That sounds like a peaceful routine.
It really is. It helps me feel organized before Monday arrives.
I think many people feel a little nervous on Sunday evening because they know the weekend is almost over.
Yes, but I try not to think that way.
Instead, I try to enjoy every moment of Sunday and be thankful for the time I had.
I like that attitude. It makes the weekend feel longer and happier.
Every weekend doesn't have to be exciting. Sometimes a calm weekend is exactly what we need.
I couldn't agree more. Sarah, while we are talking about our weekends, I think this is a great time to help our listeners learn some useful English.
Many English learners know basic words, but they are not always sure how to put those words together in a natural conversation.
Let's start with a very common question. If someone asks you, "How was your weekend?" you can answer in many simple ways.
For example, you can say, "My weekend was great." You can also say, "My weekend was relaxing," "My weekend was busy," or "My weekend was wonderful."
Those are all natural answers. You do not need to use difficult words. Simple English is often the best English.
Exactly. After answering the question, you can add one or two more sentences. For example, "My weekend was relaxing. I stayed at home and watched movies with my family."
Or you could say, "My weekend was busy. I cleaned my house, visited my parents, and went shopping."
Notice that we are talking about something that already happened. That is why we use the simple past tense.
Yes, listen carefully to these verbs. We say, "I visited my friend." We do not say, "I visit my friend" when we are talking about last weekend.
Another example is, "I cooked dinner." The verb cook changes to cooked because the action happened in the past.
Here are a few more examples. I watched a movie. I cleaned my room. I played football. I called my parents.
Those are very common sentences, and they are useful in everyday conversations.
Let's make a short example together.
Great idea.
Sarah, how was your weekend?
My weekend was wonderful. I visited my sister, cooked dinner with her, and watched a funny movie.
That sounds like a great weekend.
Thank you. Now let me ask you, Zane, how was your weekend?
My weekend was peaceful. I cleaned my apartment, walked in the park, and finished reading a good book.
That answer sounds very natural.
Another useful expression is, "I had a great time,"
For example, I had a great time with my family.
or "I had a great time at the park,"
You can also say, I had a relaxing weekend.
or "I had a busy weekend."
Sometimes your weekend is not perfect, and that is okay too.
You can say, "I had a difficult weekend because I was sick."
Or I had a busy weekend because I had a lot of work.
English conversations become more interesting when you explain the reason.
Instead of saying only, it was good, you can say, it was good because I spent time with my family.
It was exciting because I visited a new city.
Adding the word because helps you give more information.
Let's practice another example.
Okay,
My weekend was relaxing because I stayed at home.
my weekend was exciting because I went hiking with my friends.
My weekend was busy because I cleaned the house and prepared for work.
Those are all simple but natural sentences.
I remember when I first started learning another language, I was afraid of making mistakes.
Really?
Yes, I wanted every sentence to be perfect, so sometimes I didn't speak at all.
I think many learners feel that way.
Then one teacher gave me very good advice.
What did the teacher say?
The teacher said, "Do not wait to speak perfect English. Speak simple English with confidence."
I love that advice.
It changed the way I learned.
I have a similar story. When I was learning English, I spoke very slowly. Sometimes I stopped because I couldn't remember the right word.
What did you do?
I learned to keep talking. If I forgot one word, I used easier words instead.
That is a very smart strategy.
Thank you. The important thing is communication, not perfection.
Every conversation helps you improve.
Every mistake teaches you something new.
And every day is another chance to practice. So don't be afraid to speak English.
Speak a little every day, listen every day, read every day, and enjoy the learning process. That is the most important part.
Sarah, I have really enjoyed talking about our weekends today. It reminds me that every weekend is different and every story is worth sharing.
I feel the same way. Sometimes people think they need an exciting story to have a conversation, but that is not true at all. Even simple activities can become interesting when you describe them clearly.
Imagine two friends meeting on Monday morning. One friend says, "My weekend was good." That is fine, but the conversation ends very quickly.
Now imagine the same person says, "My weekend was good. I visited my grandparents, helped them in the garden, and we had dinner together." Suddenly, there is much more to talk about.
That is one of the secrets of good conversations.
Give a little more information, and the other person will have something to ask about.
Right. They might ask, "What did you grow in the garden?" Or "What did you have for dinner?" The conversation continues naturally.
Another useful tip is to show interest when someone is talking. You can say, "Really? That sounds nice. That's interesting." Or, "Wow, tell me more."
Those short expressions make the conversation feel friendly. They show that you are listening carefully.
I think listening is just as important as speaking.
Good conversations always have good listeners.
Sometimes people worry because they think their English is too simple.
But simple English is powerful. If people understand you, then you are communicating successfully.
You don't need long or difficult words to have a meaningful conversation.
Let me tell you something funny. A few years ago, I met a traveler who spoke very simple English. His grammar was not perfect, but he smiled, listened carefully, and spoke with confidence.
Were people able to understand him?
Yes, almost everyone understood him. He made many new friends because he wasn't afraid to speak.
That is a wonderful lesson for all English learners.
I think confidence grows little by little. Every conversation makes you stronger.
Today we talked about relaxing weekends, family visits, cooking, reading, walking in the park, and spending time with people we care about.
Those are all common experiences, which means you can use today's vocabulary in your own life.
Before we finish today's episode, we'd love to hear from you.
What did you do last weekend? Try to answer in English using 3 or 4 simple sentences. Tell us how your weekend was, what you did, and how you felt. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just enjoy practicing your English.
We always enjoy hearing your stories, and every time you practice, you become a little more confident.
Remember, learning English is a journey. Some days are easy and some days are challenging, but every step takes you forward.
Keep listening to English every day. Keep speaking whenever you have the chance. And don't forget to enjoy the process. Learning is much more fun when you are relaxed.
Zane, thank you for another wonderful conversation.
Thank you, Sarah. I had a great time talking with you today.
And thank you to everyone who listened to this episode from beginning to end.
We hope this conversation helped you feel more confident about talking about your weekend in English.
Take care of yourself, keep practicing, and remember that small improvements every day lead to big results.
We hope you have a wonderful week, and we look forward to learning with you again in our next episode.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.